the story behind the birth of emPOWERed BIZ. I am so excited to talk to you about this today. Stay tuned. Welcome to the podcast, emPOWERed by Design. I am your host, Dr. Liz, a hopeful romantic, mom of two beautiful souls, and partner to the love of my life. As a licensed psychologist, I love helping people heal, grow, and shine. I am a love and relationship specialist and owner of Visionistas by Design Wellness Boutique, where we lead with love and empower you to fly. This podcast delivers inspirational stories, conversations, and lessons on the power of tuning in body, mind, heart, soul, and spirit. Following your intuition, seeing the signs, and listening to the whispers from angels. To pursue your dreams in life, work, and love with intentional vision. Share the love, spread the power. Dream, design, deliver. Hello, and welcome to the emPOWERed by Design podcast. I am so excited to be here with you today for this episode, number 109. This is going to be an emPOWERed BIZ episode, which means it's shorter, concise. There's lots of information packed in. So if you have to hit pause or if that's something that's helpful for you, do it. Have your tangent tablet next to you. I have mine, which means we're trying really hard to stay on track today. I'm trying hard to stay on track. This is a challenge for me and I love it. It's so exciting. And what the fun part of this podcast whole thing, emPOWERed by Design, is I get to do a lot of different things. So as you know, we get to hear love stories here. We get to interview amazing people. And then I get to come on and do some things on my own. So I get to come and talk to you one-on-one or one-on-many. And then I get to share some amazing stories, inspiring stories, and connect you and connect myself with amazing people and share them with you. Today we are talking about the backstory of emPOWERed BIZ. So emPOWERed BIZ is a name that has come to me for the aspect of my business that focuses on helping people in their business. So I am a psychologist. We offer mental health services here at Visionistas by Design. We are also love and relationship specialists. We do relationship coaching. We have lots of different programs for that. And the third aspect is this visionary leadership business piece, peak performance. And it has been in the works for a while of kind of coming to a focused articulation of this service that we provide. And it is called emPOWERed BIZ. I'm telling you how that came about. I don't know if I can keep this to 20 minutes. So I will, but I have some very key points that we're going to go through, and know that you've been hearing this along the way. If you are a returning listener, welcome back. You have been on this journey with me since whenever you began, and there's lots of different episodes here that we have provided for you, for us, in helping you be the best version of yourself, live your life with fulfillment, purpose, passion, joy, love, balance, and our three main areas are life, work, and love. emPOWERed BIZ is about work, it's about career, but they're all blended. So you know this about me, that everything overlaps, and we pull them apart to look at them more closely and really dive deep into the different aspects, and then recognize that there's so much connection between them. So of course your life is connected to your work. Of course your work is connected to your life. Of course your love and your relationships are woven through every aspect of your life. So there begins the backstory of emPOWERed Biz. It has been with us from the beginning, from the very first episode, Reflecting for Joy, episode 1, into vision boards and creating your vision and aligning your actions with your vision. And throughout this podcast, Empowered by Design, we've been talking about all of those things in the aspects of life, work, and love. The emPOWERed Biz series here on the podcast is newer. That is started with episode 104, emPOWERed Biz, Make More Money. And I'm going to talk about where that came from. There are 3 very short, these 20-minute-ish episodes that came boom, 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 104, 105, 106, all around the birth of, that was the birth of the emPOWERed Biz series on the podcast. And it was, that's it. I'm going to get right into it. So I'm going to be talking today about 3 different, very important pieces of the puzzle around the birth of emPOWERed Biz. And what I had to do, the actions that I took, that I, on reflection, was able to identify that really helped come to the beginning of the emPOWERed Biz series, the emPOWERed Biz programs here that we offer, and the amazing things to come in the future. I'm so excited. First was, number 1, pay attention. Number 2, make connection. Number 3, take the risk. Number 1, pay attention. You know, if you've been here before, that one of the things that I talk about all the time is pausing, reflecting, checking in with yourself, body, mind, heart, soul, and spirit, an energy inventory, if you will. And I invite you to do that right now. As you are listening, take that breath, check in with yourself, attend to what is happening for you. What are your thoughts? What's happening in your body? What are some ideas popping through, weaving through, flying through? What emotions are you holding on to? What are you trying to avoid? What's going on in your soul and your spirit? What's the energy that you're carrying with you today? And is it what you want to be carrying with you today? And if not, change it. We're going to talk about that too. Because we've given you the tools over the course of time here of how to take action, which we're going to talk about too, to when you are attending to, when you are aware of, when your mission, your goal, your vision is to continue to know yourself better, you will do better in life. Self-awareness is key. And the first step is paying attention. For me, I started to pay attention to what was happening in my life, in my business, in my relationships at home, and a couple of things. So just kind of to tell you, just not to get too deep into them because I don't have time today. But stay tuned because these can be future episodes that I will go deeper and dive deeper in. I started to notice that who was coming into my life, what clients were coming into my office for different services, mental health, coaching, but also other things that weren't any of that. Just people who were like, I really like what you do here. What do you do here? I think we align, and I just want to know, I just want to meet you and connect with you, or I want to see your space. I saw you have space for rent, and I've been connected with amazing women through that. So I started to pay attention. Who do I keep connecting with, who keeps coming into my path, into my door. And a lot of them, most of them are empowered women who empower women. And we would sit and have like chat and talk about projects and brainstorm, and I want to hear about your business, and oh my gosh, mine's like yours, and we overlap on this, and making connection, which we're going to get to. But that was part of me paying attention. What is coming at me? And then also paying attention, what are those common things that keep coming up? What do we align on? What are you struggling with? What are you managing in your life? And they didn't all have to be new connections. A lot of them were connections I've already had for years and years and years, some months and months and months. Where are we overlapping? And how can I use this? How can I help people, right? Because part of helping people is being like, yes, me too. I experienced that too. What can we do about it? And so paying attention to that aspect of my life, my relationships, what was coming through my door, what was presenting itself when it was like, hey, let's catch up, let's grab a drink, let's go for coffee, let's have a Zoom call. I haven't seen you in forever and you live so far away, let's do a Zoom. I was intentional about paying attention. And just as I say that word, the phrase pay attention, we use it all the time, we don't really think about it. But in that word, we're using the word pay. Pay attention, invest your energy to attend to what is happening in your life. Pay. When we think of pay, we think of money, paying rent, paying bills, and we kind of can get a block there, right? Paying anything is like, oh, I have to pay something. But pay is a word that represents this activity of intentionality, investing something meaningful, some kind of energy, time, money, emotion, resources into our goals, into our vision, into our mission, into our passion, our purpose, our values. Moving on to number 2. When we start paying attention, we then can move into making connection. Make connection. Pay attention. What is this energy? What are these messages? What are these emotions? What are these experiences that keep happening to me? What are they trying to tell me? For me, it was like, oh, wow, these are the people who are connecting with my message somewhere, whether that's in Dream Vibe Tribe, the private Facebook group for professional women who want to support each other and empower each other to be the best. Whether that's on this podcast, whether that's on social media, whether that's in the coaching programs or whatever program services we're offering, where I'm seeing people networking, connecting, and just being connected to people. These are the same kinds of people. There's overlap in who's hearing this message and who's resonating with this message. Pay attention. Make the connection to the connections, right? So making connection is making connection to the meaning, the significance of what you're attending to. What are the messages? What are the thoughts? What are the ideas? What are the emotions that come up? And also making connections with people. Both are super, super important. You know, you've heard me before talk about the importance of making space for your personal time, energy, goals, resources, values, vision, mission, your relational goals, values, time, space, energy, whether that's home, partners, romantic, family, friends, colleagues, professional relationships, time, energy, resources, right? So we have the capacity to have individual space and then shared space. And it can be a juggling act, a balancing act with the ultimate goal, vision of balancing and recognizing when we're out of balance is when things don't feel the best for us. So for me, in this process of making connection, I started to say, oh, these are the connections that I have. These are the connections that I may need. What do I do with them? And how does that fit in with my values, mission, vision, right? I talk about that often, that when we align our energy, our actions, our emotions, our ideas, our thoughts, our beliefs, when we align all of that energy with our values, with our mission, with our vision, we feel better. We do better. We have a foundation. We have a present moment focus, and we have a vision for the future, a direction that we are going in that makes sense and is meaningful for us. So making connection for me was being able to recognize, okay, I have these connections. And when I'm with these women and these people who are resonating with the message because they have a shared value, they have overlapping mission, vision to empower themselves, empower each other, lift each other up, and be successful. Then it was like, okay, what does that mean? How do I do that in a way that's meaningful for both of us and also in line with our vision? Part of this process, I will have to say, is recognizing when you're paying attention that is how you can recognize the blocks. When we don't see the blocks, we don't know they're there, and believe me, I'm right here with you, that we don't know what we don't know. We do not know what we do not know, and that is why being intentional, being driven, being motivated, and connected with people who you trust, who you can be authentic with, who you can be yourself and show up as who you are genuinely, helps to identify the blocks to your success and get rid of them. Pay attention, make connection, and take the risk. Okay, so this one's the fun part for me. This take the risk message has such meaning that goes deep. I believe probably Margie, my mom, is the first one who probably pushed me and said it in her own way, but really encouraged me throughout my life to do it scared, right? And it's amazing that this came up today because this was also this morning, as I'm recording this morning, this message came to me in my morning routine, in a reading. Do it afraid. Okay, you're scared, it's risky, yes, but take the risk. This message came up for me in grad school when I was beginning my career as a therapist, as a psychologist. And I was like, ooh, I don't really know what to do here. This is scary, but it feels right. And my supervisor was like, take the risk, right? You're taking a risk, of course, but you're taking a calculated risk. So disclaimer, take a calculated risk. And meaning calculated risk means you've been doing work already. You've been doing work to know yourself better, to become more self-aware, to align your energy, your actions with your values, with your mission, with your vision. You have. If you are here, you've already been doing the work intentionally, explicitly, and also just in your mind and in your spirit. As you're listening and making connections to your own life, you're doing this work, right? So it's a risk and it's scary, but it is calculated and it is intentional and it is in line with something that is meaningful to you in your life. This was even I remember in grad school writing this on a Post-it note, take the risk, boom, it was on my desk. I carried it with me. I still have it. It's on one of my vision boards. It's also on another Post-it note at my desk, at my home. This is a message that has carried me through my whole life because I love to do risky things and I have it in me. And sometimes I need a little bit of push, a little reassurance, a little connection with someone who's like, take that risk, I'll be here. I'm watching you, or I'm cheering you on, or if you fall, I'll help you get up. And emotionally, physically, whatever it is, right? The energy is there of connection and trust that is so, so powerful. Specifically in the emPOWERed BIZ program series, and what you are going to hear next week, I can't wait, is I was already in connection, with a lot of different people, and I always have tons of projects going on in the work somewhere, whether it's just in the dream phase, in the design phase, in the deliver phase, but I was in the design phase and approaching the deliver phase with my friend, colleague, biz bestie, Angie. Angie, you've heard me talk about her before. You're going to meet her next week. I'm so excited. And as I approach, this happens to me in my life. When I approach a meeting, a connection that is scheduled, whether that's with my therapist, with a friend, with a biz bestie, with a colleague, sometimes I will have a dream. Sometimes I'll have a vision. Sometimes I'll get a downloaded message when I'm doing a meditation, and things start working at being put together. The puzzle pieces come together. And this is what happened with my week leading up to my meeting with Angie. So Angie and I had a plan to record a podcast episode. Angie is an Enneagram coach. Oh, so amazing. I cannot wait for you to meet her. Which is as we were planning, dreaming and designing the episode, to bring her on the Empowered by Design podcast to share her inspiration, wisdom, knowledge, passion with you, we recognized just how overwhelmingly overlapping the Enneagram, which is a personality typing system that incorporates spirituality and psychology and science. It's amazing. I can't wait for you to hear about it if you don't already know. How much overlap there was between what I talk about all the time, the energy realms, body, mind, heart, soul, and spirit. And we were like, we could do like 5 episodes, right? There's too much information to fit into one episode. But we were planning to meet, and as that approached, I put things together, had a dream, a vision, a meditation that was like, whoa, idea. And I'm like, oh my God, this is something bigger than one podcast episode. And I can't wait to tell Angie this idea. It was a risk, because what came from that is a program that we designed together that will empower you, just like we have empowered each other, because I have engaged in an Enneagram typing session with Angie. Angie had a Refreshing You energy and confidence consultation with me, and we really recognized how powerful all of those things are together in helping you level up, make more money, empower yourself to remove the blocks to your success and fly. And it's a program. So it went from this one episode that was like, oh my gosh, how are we going to fit all this into one episode, to me taking the risk to act on the energy movement, to say to Angie, okay, I know we scheduled this meeting to do this thing, and let me tell you my idea. And I said, if you don't love it, that's fine. We will go with plan A, and it will be fabulous. I know it. And in my head, I'm like, I think she's going to go with plan B. And she did. Spoiler alert. So I took the risk. I took a calculated risk. I took a semi-safe risk because Angie and I have connected and we vibe so well. It still was a risk because it put Angie in a situation to say, no, I don't want to do that. for whatever reason, right? There was a potential for whatever to happen. And for me to feel like, disappointed, which again would not have been anything catastrophic. We can deal with disappointment in our lives. But it was a risk. It was a risk of vulnerability for me to actually say, okay, this is coming from a dream, a vision, something that came to me in a meditation, this thing I heard on a podcast earlier this week, and it's in line with my values, my mission, my vision. And Angie, because I know you and you've shared those things with me about yours, it really feels like it's in line with both of our values, mission, vision. And it is. So I took the risk. I proposed, I pitched the idea to Angie, and we ran with it. So I know I'm over time. I know I am. And it's okay. It's okay. I wanted to give you this info of where emPOWERed Biz came from. And this is just the beginning. I'm so excited for emPOWERed Biz. Whew, so excited. That is our gig here. That is what we talk about all the time in paying attention to those aspects of your energy, making the connection with people, with your values, with your mission, with your vision, taking action, taking the risk to take actions that sometimes are scary and feel vulnerable, but that is when we grow. Do it scared. Thank you. Thank you to my friends, my colleagues, what came up for me there was a message from my friend Missy. I reached out to her once and I'm like, I'm nervous. Tell me to do the damn thing. And she's like, do the damn thing, Liz. When you're nervous, when you're scared, when you're putting yourself out there, that is when you are growing. Whew. That's when we're growing. Let's grow together, right? Let's do it. Let's do this thing. Okay, I know I'm way over. I'm sorry about that. But this was fun. Tune in next time and you will be hearing from me and from Angie and about this fun, amazing project and program that will help you so much. Right now, before that comes, I invite you to head over to the emPOWERed Biz webpage, because on that page is my free resource to get rid of your energetic money blocks, right? So right now, start identifying them if you haven't done so already. It's a great resource to get started tuning into where might my blocks be. Again, we don't know what we don't know. This is a guide to help you get started, to identify those blocks, and some tools, tips, strategies to start removing the blocks to the energy flow that you are seeking. Money, time, emotions, love, resources, success, leveling up in your biz, and having a fabulous life while you do it, right? I will see you next time. Cannot wait. Share this episode. Please share it. Share the love. Spread the power. Thank you for connecting on this episode of the podcast, Empowered by Design. For further connection, subscribe to my email list at drliz.com to be sure that you are in the loop for exciting news, events, and resources. You can also follow me on social media at Dr. Liz and at Visionistas by Design. I invite you to subscribe to this podcast and send this episode to one of your people in order to share the love, spread the power. This podcast is designed to inspire, educate, and empower you to pursue your dreams with intentional vision. This podcast is not meant to be a substitute for psychological treatment or a working relationship with a licensed mental health professional. For more information on connecting with mental health resources in your area, visit drliz.com and click on resources. Thank you again for connecting. And remember, trust the heart, work your vision, Dream, Design, Deliver.